So to start, I'm just going to bring my feet about shoulder width apart. I'm just going to bring my hands, just drop them down as far as I feel comfortable, just to get a stretch flexing forwards, and then come back up, and then link the hands, and then just extend it back a little bit as you come back. And then the same thing, just go down again, around about the same speed as me, get it drop down. As you can kind of do a little small bit of a bounce at the end, and then up and extend it back, and again a little small bit of a bounce at the top, just a very small amount. Third time down, just hold it down. This time while we're down, we're just going to rotate over to the right side. So really get a stretch through the hamstring, so it's really going to affect the posterior part of that hip. Switch over and do the left side. That's great. Again, open the posterior part of that hip by stretching the hamstring. Then back to the middle. And then what I'm going to do there is just come back up and then just shift the hip side to side. Nice and easy, just to get everything moving. That's good. And then from there we'll just do a couple of rotations going one way. So circumduct those hips like as if you're drawing a circle. Going one way. And then change direction, just go the opposite direction. Good, so you really start to feel those hips moving now. So what we're going to do now is just going to stand sideways. I'm just going to bring my right leg back, and I'm going to go down into like a half squat, or go down towards a lunge, and just drop that knee down, so the back knee just drops a little bit. And I'm going to, as I feel the tension coming across the front of that thigh into the quadricep muscles, I'm going to bring my hands back and extend it right back. So I'm really feeling that stretch now on the anterior aspect of the hip. Really start to feel it opening up there. Getting a good stretch across the hip flexor and the quadricep muscle. Hold that there. And then relax. And then I bring the hands down. And what I do now is I straighten up that back knee. So I lock out the knee and just let my body drop down as far to the ground as I can while I lock out that back knee. Hold it there. And then from there, just bring it back up one time. Bend the knee, drop it down. Bring the hands back, extend it back. Really stretch that hip flexor and the quadricep muscle. Get a good stretch, really hold it there. Really feel the anterior part of that hip opening right up. And then just drop it down. Come back up, and then from there, I'm going to do the same thing on the left side. So I'm going to bring that left leg back into a half squat or lunge. Drop the knee down towards the ground, so going about halfway down. And then from there, swing the hands back. Get a good stretch through the anterior part of that left hip this time. Hold it there. The more you bring the hands back and drop the knee down, the more stretchy, more you'll feel the opening of the anterior hip. And relax. Drop the hands down to the ground. Extend out that back knee and just let the whole body drop down. Really push that knee into extension, flatten it all out. Just hold it there. That's great. And then come back up. Again, drop that knee down. Bring the hands back and get a good stretch across the front of that hip. Fantastic, hold it there. I'm really going to let that knee drop down now. Feel a big stretch right into that left hip flexor, left quadricep muscle and anterior left hip. From there, coming back up, what I'm going to do now is keeping those feet about shoulder width apart. I'm going to go down into a deep lunge, or sorry, a deep squat. So get right down and then just hold it. Hold it there for a couple of seconds and then take it back up, just to show you that we're going to do another set of that. So just drop it down. I'm going to go sideways this time. Drop it straight down, just hold it. Use the hands to balance yourself up, so you're really getting those hips to come apart at the front. Good. And take it back up. And then the third time going down, we're just going to drop it down again. So drop it down, hold it there, and now this time we're going to bring the hands down into the ground. So you plank the hands down in front of you, and you're just going to ever so gently just push your knees away with your knee or with your elbows. That's it. So the knees are going out to the side, ever so slightly, and you're going to feel that stretch right into the groin area. And then take it back up. So you really feel that stretch coming into those groins. From there, we're going to really get into that groin area, the medial aspect of the hip joint. So we're going to bring the feet way past shoulder width now, so they're nice and wide. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to bend that left knee, and I'm going to really feel the inside of that right hip opening up, so the medial aspect of the hip right in around that groin area. Hold it there. That's good. Now change sides now, so bend the right knee, keep the left leg straight, so really feel it on the left side this time. Hold it there. That's good. Couple of deep breaths into the nose, out through the mouth, and then we switch onto the left again. This time I'm going to bring my right hands down towards the ground. So really get a stretch, really open that medial aspect of the right hip. Good. Then we change again onto the left. Bring the left hands down this time. Don't forget to breathe, deep breaths into the nose, out through the mouth. That's good. And then we switch one more time. So come up and then switch it over, and this time when you bring the hands down, I'm going to bring the right arm up. I'm going to reach it up towards the ceiling while that right leg is totally straight, and I feel a big stretch coming right across my hip area on the right side. Good, and relax. Just change it over, come back up straight, left knee down, hands to the ground, and then rotate that left hand up towards the ceiling. Try and get a straight line from the right arm going up into the left arm. Keep the left leg locked out, knee is locked out, and you'll feel that stretch coming across that hip. Good, and relax. Come back up straight. Bring the legs a little wider this time, so go out as wide as you can pretty much. And we're going to drop the two hands down towards the ground. That's great, hold it there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and flex it as far forward as I can. And if you can, bring your elbows down towards the ground. So mine won't go all the way down, but I'm going in that direction. Hold it for a couple of seconds. And then come back up. Go a bit wider with the legs again if you can. And then try it again. Hands down to the ground. And then bring those elbows towards the ground. So I'm really feeling the inside of my hips opening up. That's great. Hold it there. And relax. Take it back up. Walk the legs in nice and slowly. From there, when we come back up straight, we're just going to flex it down again like we did at the start. Flex it right down and then come back up. I'm just going to turn the mat this time, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to stand at the front of the mat. I'm going to take a big long lunge back, and then from there I'm going to bring my right leg across the midline, and then I'm just going to fold the knee down towards the corner of the mat, and then just going to flex it forwards. So now I'm really feeling it on the outside of the hip, so the posterior aspect of the hip, out around those glute muscles. I feel them getting stretched and I feel the hip opening up. Hold it there. Okay, that's good. From there, we're going to push it back, push it right back, and then I'm going to use my left arm and I'm going to rotate my left arm up towards the ceiling. You can turn your head with it, and you'll really feel that hip opening up from the whole, from the front and the back side. It's really starting to gap in the joint, so you're kind of feeling it kind of be pulled apart or compressed apart. Hold that there, that's great. And relax, bring it back down. This time drop the elbows down and really lean into that knee now at the front. Good stretch across that hip. And relax, take the two hands in. What I'm going to do is going to bring it up into the push-up position. I'm going to bring my left leg in this time. My left knee is going towards the side of that mat. And then from there, we're going to do the same thing, drop it down and really feel the posterior aspect of that left hip now opening up. So that left hip is getting really stretched and gapped. You can really feel it opening. Good. From there, bring the two hands up, lift up, and then from there we're going to rotate that right arm away this time. Try and make a straight line between the two arms. So you really feel that hip gapping, so the hip feels like it's being slightly pulled out of the socket, which is what we want. Big gap going through the anterior and the posterior aspect. And then drop that down, and then just lean down into it one more time. That's good. Feel that good stretch. And relax. Walk the two hands in. Right leg up, bring it up into the push-up position. Walk it back up straight. One more time, we're just going to drop it straight down. Reach down towards the ground. Hold it there. That's good. And then come back up. And now from there, I'm going to go sideways, a slight angle this time. We're going to go down into a deep squat again. Bring the two hands out in front. You should be able to get down much easier. You should feel a good bit freer going down this time. Hold it there. That's good. And then take it back up. And then I'm going to do one more set of that, but this time I'm going to have the feet together. So I'm going to drop it down, feet together. I'll go at an angle so you can see what it looks like. Feet are together. We're going to get down nice, as deep as you can. Just hold it down. That's good. You should feel that a good bit freer in those hips. Hold it there. Take it back up. And then just to finish off, what we're going to do is just to finish standing up straight, feet shoulder width apart like we started with. 2 hands down towards the ground. Okay, so hold it down this time. And then we'll finish up. We're going to rotate the right hand up towards the ceiling. Rotate it right up. So we get a good rotation across the lumbar spine and right across those hips. Feel them opening up. Hold it there for a couple of seconds. A couple of deep breaths into the nose, out to the mouth. And change over. Bring the right hand down. Left arm goes up. That's it. Let those hips open up. Let the lumbar spine rotate. Hold it there. Couple of deep breaths. And relax. Take it back up. And then just finish one last time. Drop it down and see how easy it feels to flex forwards. That's good. You should be able to get way further down than where it was when we started.